in for That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly. That Business Show gives a voice to Tampa Bay's entrepreneurial community and highlights our community leaders, aiming to inspire and educate our listeners. Become a part of the entrepreneurial movement today by becoming a member of the Tampa Bay Business Owners and get your brand on air today. Visit TampaBayRadio.com for more information. All shows available on demand. Now, here are your hosts, Jamie and Kelly.
Hey, good morning to you all out there. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of That Business Show. Now with Jamie and Kelly. Kelly Wilson added 3 weeks ago. And what is our anniversary date of this? It's been what now? 4. Is your microphone on? Hit the red button there for her. So I told you to check that. You said, yeah, it's on. Kelly's having a blonde moment over there, by the way, people.
Hey,
so.
it looked on. That's so funny. I even gave you a hard time for asking me. Like, of course it's on.
We have 3 buttons sitting in front of us, red, yellow, and blue.
Well, okay, yeah, whatever. I just noticed it was not on. Yeah, well,
I specifically asked her, like, right before.
Yes, you did. That's actually really funny, and I actually gave you a hard time for asking me.
Yeah, I told you to
turn
the other microphone off and then turn yours on, and she turned the one off and left hers off too. So that's why you didn't hear her there for a moment when I asked her her question.
Well, I was saying it's been 4 weeks today. Actually, today's 4 weeks instead of 3.
It's been 4 weeks. Wow.
4 weeks. I was just saying I'm actually proud of myself that I'm getting up. I can't believe I'm up and happy and talking and moving around and sociable at 7 a.m. I'm getting used to it.
I am on a full night's sleep, and for me, a full night's sleep means going to bed at like 6 o'clock in the evening, which was amazing.
You went to sleep at 6 o'clock?
I went to bed at 6. I had been up till 2 o'clock the prior morning, and I told you I'm somebody that values sleep. I'm going to find my sleep somewhere, and sometimes I go to bed early in the evening, yeah, absolutely. So, and people wonder how I get things done. I don't know. I delegate it to some degree, but I don't know. I guess I'm efficient. But yeah, no, I do still get my sleep. I like to get at least 8 or 9 hours of sleep, and so that was 11 hours of sleep.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got close. That's good. It sounds really good. I wish I could have gotten that much sleep. I wasn't too far behind you, but
so 4 weeks.
4 weeks today. Yeah.
Wow, incredible. We should be hearing from. What's that?
I said I'm adapting.
We should be hearing from Brian Kornfeld here in just a little bit. He seems to be running behind with popcorn apps. He's in here on Thursdays with us. So, but for the meantime, it's just me and Kelly here in studio this morning. And so, coming off the historic election yesterday, and really yesterday was kind of one of those days I think where everybody just shut down. I was just, even myself, I just kind of kicked back and was watching the news and watching social media and just seeing all the reaction. And I'm starting to see the Trump supporters come out of the woodworks now. It's like it's almost safer, for them, and I'm one of them, to come out of the woodworks and say, okay, we do have a voice out there. What were you seeing, and what was your response to yesterday?
I might have thought so yesterday, but when I turned on the news this morning as I was getting ready to come in here, there's a lot of unhappy people protesting all over. New York, Chicago, San Francisco. I mean, there's thousands. They were outside of the Trump Towers, and now apparently he's heading to the White House to meet with President Obama.
Yeah, he's got to go there and shadow him, just like any new job coming in. He's got to tell him what's going on and what to pay attention to, and the normal when you're bringing in a new person to fill in your job. So yeah, he's got to work with President Obama for the next 2 months.
Yeah, that would be an interesting shadowing experience, right? To shadow the president.
Yeah, I wonder how that will go down and everything. But nonetheless,
yesterday I mentioned, we you have to accept what, the American people have spoken. This is the majority, and you have to accept, and you just hope for the best.
But
it's not apparent. I mean, people are not accepting the best. They're definitely voicing.
To me, it doesn't make a difference who's on the mound, just how many hits I'm going to get that day. That's the way I look at it. And then other people take a broader approach to it. That's an independence way of looking at things, because that's just me thinking about my own self. But then there's other people that are bothered because they're looking at the broad picture about how he has, treated women in the past, treated minorities, and that they're more connected to people as a whole, whereas I'm more, I'm just going to focus on myself. That's a key difference between me and I think a lot of people is, I think more people need to focus on just their own individual lives and let everybody else be responsible for their own individual lives too. I think we would be much more successful as a society. That is a libertarian principle too. That's a libertarian ideology as well. So I really identify more libertarian.
Regardless of who it belongs to, it's a good ideology. I mean, we all should just stay in our own business and focus on our own lives. But it is. There's definitely some issues out there, and we're not going to move further if everybody's so diversified. So
and as I've told you before, I plan on eventually running for public office. I'd like to run under a libertarian ticket, but unfortunately, I won't get no attention that way. So I would definitely have to put an R beside of my name because I definitely identify more with the Republican right than I do with the liberal left. But I'm a moderate Republican, though. I'm kind of right on the line between the two. I'm actually socially liberal, but I'm economically conservative, a common mentality that a lot of people identify with.
we had talked before during a break one time about the reform movement. Who was that?
The Reform Party. Trump ran in 2000, or they tried to get that party going. That was in 2000.
Was that a mixture of Democrats?
I don't
and
know what that.
Republicans? Because actually, if there were such thing, that actually wouldn't be a bad thing. Couldn't there be an in between?
Yeah, that was the Tea Party of that day. I don't know if they had the same ideology, but that was every so often there's like this movement that comes along that tries to get some traction. And the Reform Party was in 2000, and Donald Trump was, I believe, he was their nominee, but it was a failed effort, obviously, that resulted in Bush's election. But no, it shows you the power of putting an R, a Republican R, not a Reform R, beside the name, or a D. You can't get elected unless you support one of the two parties. You're just not going to get the funding, and you're just not going to get taken seriously by outsiders.
Well, the recognition, I think, and with the affiliation, one or the other, is definitely, obviously, a necessity of being successful.
Yeah, and so, but nonetheless, I definitely would definitely get into running into public office here in the next several years, hopefully. But the divisiveness really bothers me. I really hate the emotions that I see on social media. Even when somebody attacks me with an emotional response, I give them a logical response. Even when somebody blatantly insults me, I give them a logical response back. That's just how I am. I'm not an emotional person. My brain can't process emotion. It's strange when you hit me with an emotional response a lot of times, and that's why I'm single, by the way. Is I shut down. I literally do. I can't process it, and so my response has always been just not to talk. And that's in personal circles, and so I don't know how I will.
We need to put you on a therapy couch and find out why that's so.
It's a strength, but it's a weakness. It's a strength in my professional life, but it's a weakness in my personal life. But I just don't feel the emotion that a lot of people feel out there. I'm one of those people that when you hit me with something like that, I'm just like, get over it. What's the big deal? I just don't understand of it. And
I think being so business oriented and being an entrepreneur and a business owner, I know even for myself, it's hard to sometimes be upset about what other people are upset about because our minds are kind of overtaken with, you prioritize what we are emotional about and what we aren't, and what we allow. We pick our own wars, so to speak. So sometimes we can't be as emotional and perhaps as sympathetic.
Yeah, I mean, I can remember, actually in high school when my first girlfriend being emotional, being that typical jealous guy and all the stuff that you're supposed to be when you have, a girlfriend. And then we broke up and I was devastated. And I don't know if that rewrote the chemistry in my brain, but I've never felt like that ever since. It's just strange. I mean, I've dated a lot of different, women and had some great relationships, but it's the emotional connection shut down there. And I don't know if that was just something that was a defense mechanism that my brain put into place at that point, so I would never feel that way again at such a young age, which at that time I was 17. I don't know. It's interesting, but it definitely molded me.
I think perhaps it was a defense mechanism.
Could have been.
And here's my therapist talk. I'll be the therapist to hear it. But no, perhaps that does have something to do with it. But I also think it's a matter of meeting the right person. And someday, I have no doubt that you will. And then, you won't. It'll be effortless in a sense, and then you won't have to worry about.
Because I do want to have a family, and now that I'm going to be 39 in a week, and so I can't really go up in age, right? Because after 40, you become high risk pregnancy, and most women by then don't want to have children after age of 40.
You could marry a younger woman.
Well, that's just it. I'm going to be the well-to-do older guy with the young 25-year-old girl or something. So then I'm going to get in what Donald Trump's category there with his young Meloni wife and everything. So
how old is his wife?
I don't know. She's pretty young though, but she's an interesting character because she is the seductive modeling type. There's some images out there that are not first lady like, let's put it that way, and there's rumors of her being an escort in the past, and I don't know. I don't get into all that stuff. We don't elect a first lady. We elect a president. But
well, we do have to
look
at her and have her as a representation of the United States over the next 4 years at least. So, she kind of represents women. I mean, she's supposed to, in a sense. That's somewhat Well, I won't say sad.
And she has to also shadow Michelle Obama over the next few months. A completely different person. Obviously, Michelle carries herself very professionally. A lot of people are talking about her for president and running in political circles. A lot of people, and she presents herself very well. The speech that she gave at the Democratic convention was a phenomenal speech. I loved her line, "When they go high, or when they go low, we go high." I think, and that stuck. I mean, people are saying that all the time now. It's an incredible speech that she gave, but she's going to have to now shadow Melania Trump, and it'll be I would love to be a fly on the wall and hear that conversation. It would definitely be funny.
I don't know if I could have a serious conversation with her after all, like the comedian skits and all of the different people have made fun of her. I keep picturing this one skit they did of her with her accent. It's ridiculous. I don't know. So I don't know if I could even keep a straight face having a conversation with her.
You mentioned the comedians, though, and I thought yesterday, of all the people that won and lost yesterday, the group that won the most yesterday were the comedians.
I would have to agree with you.
They have got 4 years of Trumpisms. Alec Baldwin definitely has a job on SNL for the next 4 years, but Donald Trump is a huge target just sitting out there with regard to comedy. And so the comedians are going to have all the gaffes and all the laughs for the next 4 years. Much easier to make fun of than Hillary Clinton, for instance, who's just kind of dry and to some degree it's not cool to make fun of Hillary Clinton. It's funny to make fun of Donald Trump. Even to the people that like Donald Trump, they're going to laugh at the people that make fun of Donald Trump. That's not really the case if you were to flip the coin with Hillary Clinton.
It was funny. I saw a picture of Kelly Ripa on her Kelly show, and she was dressed. She looked just like Donald Trump. I mean, she actually, for a woman and to be so petite, she looked. You have to like Google Kelly Ripa Donald Trump and that photo of her. It's actually quite funny. She actually looked just like him.
You kind of look like Kelly Ripa yourself over there. Has anybody ever said that to you?
No,
I could see Kelly Wilson, Kelly Ripa. Yeah, Kelly's by herself though on that show now, right?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
she can't keep a co-host. I'm not sure what that says about her.
I don't know. I've never watched the program too. I mean, I just see the little outtakes on the news or whatnot. But no, I've never watched that show. Then she lost what's his name, the NFL guy.
Well, he went to Good Morning America.
He went to Good Morning America. It's Michael Strahan. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, Michael Strahan just went over to Good Morning America. So.
Yeah, no, I have watched her since she was on when I was young. We're probably close to the same age. She was on All My Children, and she played Haley, and she had this black. She was one of those, all dressed in black, and I don't know what do you call those people that are dressed in black and the hair's black and piercings everywhere.
Satanists?
No, I wouldn't go that far. Anyway, she was she played a character, Haley Vaughn. Oh, that's it. How funny is that?
She's got it up. I got it up on the live video stream now. Okay, interesting. All right.
She actually looks quite a bit like him to be a young.
It's not too hard to imitate Donald Trump. You just get some wild hair going on and a red tie and a suit, and you look like Donald Trump. And paint your face orange, right? That's the.
Oh no, that's funny.
He does has that orange tan. I don't know if he's putting on that.
He's got that bronzing.
The bronzing solution that you can put on.
Yeah,
I think he uses that. He's probably got a tanning bed inside of his condo or up there atop of Trump Tower. Let's take a break here. You're currently listening to Jamie Meloni and Kelly Wilson fill in there for Brian Kornfeld, who's not in studio at this time. So we're taking the time to talk a little bit about ourselves and the election. So we'll continue that discussion when we come back from the break. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you. Did you know the biggest challenge business leaders face today is creating an engaged and productive workforce culture? Bill Meyer Ham Consulting wants to help you solve this challenge. They will help you transform your workforce culture to produce amazing business results. Call Bill Meyer Ham Consulting at 941-201-4650 today or visit BillMeyerHam.com. That's BillMeyerHam.com. Have a conversation.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at home instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank. And that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
An early crash on Hillsborough Avenue going eastbound at Hoover Boulevard is off onto the right shoulder. We also have some slowdown southbound on the Veterans between State Road 54 and before Hutchison Road. Also going to see delays 275 southbound between Bierce and Sly, as well as slowdowns on I-75 southbound between Fletcher and I-4. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Lead Safe America. Do you live in a historic home? Are you renovating? Your children could be at risk of lead poisoning. It takes just a microscopic amount of lead dust to poison a child. Learn more at leadsafeamerica.org.
Today, mostly sunny with drier air, high 81. Tonight, clear and cool, low 58. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 78.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here are your hosts, Jamie and Kelly.
And welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. Brian Kornfeld not in studio today, so the guests are me and Kelly Wilson over here.
We are our own guests today,
Yes.
or at least so far. So that's kind of cool, right?
Yes,
I can find out even more about you.
Yeah, you're bringing out a side of me that my audience doesn't know about me. I don't talk politics on the program. I have a guest that I go to each and every day, but when a guest doesn't come in, I've got to talk, and so I'll either talk real estate, but with the election in the news, there we're talking about obviously it's a major talking point. That's pretty much what people want to hear right now. So I mean, it's topical for the time being.
What do you think? Do you think people are going to kind of calm down and conform in a sense?
They always do. They always do. I mean, people will throw their tantrums, but at the end of the day, everything's going to settle down. People are going to realize, as Barack Obama said yesterday, the sun's still going to rise each and every morning. You just got to go on and do your thing. And like I said, in the last segment, it shouldn't matter who's sitting on the mound, hitting on the mound or pitching on the mound. It should matter how many hits you're going to get that day. That's the way I look at it. It doesn't matter if Barack Obama's out there, George Bush, Donald Trump, or Hillary Clinton. I'm going to get some hits that day. That's the way I'm going to look look at it.
Well, and it kind of goes back to what we were discussing earlier about, people need to worry about themselves so much and quit worrying about, what's going on and just still make the decision to what can I accomplish today?
Yeah, and I want to be clear.
I
I want to be clear on that. I don't want to say, to each their own and screw everybody else. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, we need to focus more on, taking care of ourselves and then helping others. That should be part of our own ideology, but not to the sense that the government does it. The government is a very inefficient machine, and when we throw all of our tax dollars and our resources to them and say, please help out the less fortunate, it's wasteful, and it puts more of the stress and the responsibility on the individual. And can the individual human react and act in that manner? Probably not. I don't know. It's a lot of people are just don't think that way.
I have not even been on Facebook hardly in the last couple of days. In the few times that I made the mistake of going on there and looking at the news feed, it's horrible. Even people that you might respect and think wouldn't talk so incredibly nasty to other people have gone there.
Yeah.
And I refuse to, until everything calms down. I mean, as a business owner and just a human being, it takes a lot to stay positive and to keep moving forward and to worry about your own life, kind of like we were just talking about. So you have to eliminate negativity and you have to stay positive. And if that means staying away from Facebook and negative people, then so be it.
Yeah, the divisive rhetoric and the insults and the lack of professionalism that I've seen on many people, because the majority of my Facebook feed are people that I have given time on the radio back to. And for people that don't know, I buy this time and I give it to people. I mean, I do have sponsors and I do have partners, and some people do pay, but I give this back to the community. And so many of the people that have been on my program have disappointed me, and I will never say it to them, but I can just see it in how they present themselves on Facebook. And I would never ask them back on the program again because of how they behave, and not because they disagree with me. And I have no problem with that. As a matter of fact, if there's anybody out there that would like to come in and do a discussion, left versus right, I'm happy to sit down and discuss it with them, but not in the manner that some of these people behave. It's childish.
You still have to have respect for other people.
You have to have respect
and respect
for people.
Other people's opinions, and you have to agree to disagree.
Absolutely.
And appreciate, that's our individuality is what makes us who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were all the same and all thought the same, how boring would that be?
Yeah.
It's great to have the diversity. So,
I always, and like I've said in other conversations, is you gotta, when you make a decision or you react, there's an emotional component, then there's a logical component, and then there's a faith-based component.
And then there's consequences.
And then there's, of course, there's reaction to all actions and everything. But I have found that the results come from logical decision making. And so I'm not completely unemotional. I mean, I do have emotion, but if something hits me and I go to make a response, and I ask myself, am I acting emotionally or am I acting logically? And a lot of times you got to step back, because the knee-jerk reaction is to react emotionally. You got to step back and make the logical decision. And sometimes that means waiting 24 hours or 48 hours before responding.
Well, they always say it's not about so much what happens to you in life, it's how you react to that.
Yeah.
And that actually dictates your happiness, your future, where it dictates actually everything. Your reaction.
And that's my sense for logic is one of the reasons I think I'm successful in business circles. Why a lot of people have high regards for me, because I don't react emotionally. I don't give them a reason to not like me. And when you hit people with logic and fact, then they're going to respond. And likewise, the majority of the times, when the ones that you hit them with logic and they hit you with emotion, those are the people that I don't interact well with.
Yeah, this is true. Well, we'll have to talk more about your you running for political office, because I'm curious. Because I do not. I used to think I would love to go that direction, but no, not so much. But I look forward to supporting you.
We'll do that when we come back from the break. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
I feel guilty that I can't always be there when Mom feels stuck at home. She was always there for us. But now she can't get out, and I'm not always available to take her places. Someone else needs to help her get around. Then I learned about Home Instead. Now Mom can do what she enjoys because her personal caregiver is there, and I can just be a daughter again.
Are you struggling to care for your loved one? We can help. Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
As well as slowdowns on I-75 southbound between Fletcher and I-4. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Lead Safe America. Does your child struggle to concentrate and pay attention? What looks like ADD or autism may actually be caused by lead poisoning. Lead is a neurotoxin. It can cause permanent brain damage. Find out how to protect your family. Go to leadsafeamerica.org.
1250 winds weather center forecast. Today's high reaching right around 80 degrees, decreasing clouds, so becoming sunnier as the day goes on. Upper 50s for the low. Beautiful day for Veterans Day tomorrow. Lots of sunshine, upper 70s. Impact Radio 1250 winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly on 1250 Winds WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here are your hosts, Jamie and Kelly.
And welcome back to That Business Show now with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. Brian Kornfeld either forgot or got hung up or may no longer be with us. I don't know.
He forgot about us this morning. That's okay.
I don't know.
Hopefully he's not in the riots somewhere protesting.
he got thrown off his normal schedule this past week because he had to make a trip and missed last week, and then I think it was on Monday this week or something. I don't know. He might just be sitting home in bed and didn't even realize.
Maybe he's like me and overslept and set the alarm wrong and but luckily I woke up in time to still make it in time.
But even yesterday when we had the guest cancellation, and then today, it's kind of ominous in the sense that it gives me and you a chance to talk about something I never talk about on this show, which is the political season or political cycles, and it's topical because now is the time to do it.
Ominous. What was that word?
Ominous, meaning that it's foreboding, it's telling. Maybe it's part of a higher power that's telling me that I need to be doing that and not talking to the business owners.
Everything happens for a reason. Okay, I like that word.
No, I don't want to segregate my audience. I imagine my audience is mostly a mixture of left and right because our electorate is 50% left and 50% right out there.
And like you, I mean, and like me, my passion is the entrepreneur and for the small business owner, and I think we fit on both sides, and it's great to be neutral, but also to speak like I'm sure many others are feeling.
But I wouldn't be surprised because at the top of the hour when I said that I did vote for Donald Trump, that I had people turn off the radio. I guarantee you that I lost listeners when I said that.
I voted for Hillary, so hopefully then we equal everybody out. I wanted Hillary, you wanted Trump, so be it.
But those are the types of people that I don't interact with
anyways.
But I do provide an alternative to the typical talk radio that's out there, and there is way too much political talk that is out there on the airways. And I'm not trying to be just another political talking head out there. If I wanted to do that, I would go do a whole another show, and I would turn this over to somebody else because this show really does fill a void in the community.
I believe it does, and that's just like you and I know you voted for Trump, and I voted for Hillary, and it didn't we still got along fine. We're still, business partners. We're still hosting on the show together. I respect your opinion. You respect mine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it should be. We're not trying to sway each other into any other beliefs, or, we just support one another.
At any given time in the electorate, you should respect the will of the masses, because that's the only way we can do. We can't have a political system that, works to every individual's need. Whatever the masses want is what we need to work to support. You can voice your opinion and your outrage, in a professional manner during the off political season, but when we elect a president or a senator or a mayor or wherever it is that you are, you need to work to support their, ideas, and to the degree that it makes sense. Obviously, I'm not saying you support a dictator's policy, but you've got to work together, or else things are not going to get done. And I honestly believe that, people that run for president believe that they are doing it to serve the best interests of the masses. Even if your idea of how to do something differs from mine, I do believe that your intent is to do good for the people. I don't believe anybody, is up there running for political office because they want power and they want to hurt people, and they want to.
But I would like to, in
even
my
all
world,
the
everything's
people that
happy, but
even all the people that attacked Barack Obama in 2008 and then again in 2012, I didn't agree with his ideology, but nonetheless, I do believe that he thought his policies were best for the masses, and was it or was it not? That's debatable. I mean, there are things that improved during his presidency. There were things that did not improve during his presidency. But you're going to have winners and you're going to have losers in every single political cycle. It's just the way that it is.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of like in my mind world, I don't necessarily believe in failure, which is kind of like losing. I believe as long as we learn and we experienced growth and we've advanced personally, emotionally, physically, whatever it may be, then how can that be a failure? You may not have, have had certain expectations that you didn't fulfill or meet, but if you learned and grew and are moving forward, then it's a success in my mind.
But it's ominous also in the sense that maybe it's my time that now I need to step outside and run for a political office, because I do bring a voice of reason. I'm unemotional. I am very intelligent and very logical thinking, and I could really probably cross over both party lines, obviously, except for some of the sticking points that are just, it all comes down to what I say, core values. And even, like issues of abortion, both sides have logical viewpoints on that. It comes down to ideology and what you believe at that point. And I've discussed that issue many times with myself and my people that I know. That's one of those issues that it just comes down to what you believe and what I believe, because both sides, their arguments are logical in the sense that a woman has the right to choose, but the rights, protection of all life, and it's a challenging topic that's out there. But
one we should go into today.
But that is one of the most. That's what I'm saying. There are some things that are not going to. You're just not going to sway your opinion on those. You can't have an equal opinion of abortion. You're either against it or you're for it, and you just can't. You can't mesh that.
Well, I actually look forward to helping you go into a political career, as What are we gonna? And they have great political parties. It'd be fun to kind of
You're
be
talking
able
about
to
the actual parties themselves.
Yeah, it'd be fun to be a part of the parties and be able to go and give me an excuse to get out and kind of make me go. But so what are we thinking you're gonna go into for? What are you gonna run for to kind of start? Ultimately, I think you'd be a great candidate for Senate, something like that.
It's too high to start.
Well,
I think.
Exactly. We've got to start somewhere.
I talk down on people that start, with high aspirations. I mean, Donald Trump started with the president of the United States. He'd never sat in a political office before that. But I believe that you start at the local level and then you work your way up from there. And, so a council, obviously I don't live in the city. I live in the county. School board, things of that nature. Yeah, or something, like that to get your feet wet, to get to know the city issues. If I say, I'm going to run for mayor, I don't know any of the city issues out there. I know the ones that are making headlines and everything, but I don't know all the behind the scenes, and plus I don't know the players and the network and all that stuff. So you start with a small position, and city and county commission is no small position by any means. School board is an excellent jumping off point. I don't know how I'd mesh with school board. I don't have any kids. I don't know if that really makes a difference or not, but I'm not connected to schools.
Well, I've had two of them through the school systems in Hillsborough County, so I can help you. I'll share some knowledge with you there. And actually, she's a junior this year, so I only have one more year to say I have a child in our Hillsborough County schools. That's kind of exciting and kind of sad at the same time. But yeah, starting at this city or the school level, and then going into the county commissioner or something.
Yeah, and, that's one good thing about this program. No matter what the end point or the outcome of it, ends up being, is it's got me connected to a lot of different people in Tampa, and so when you run for political office, fundraising becomes a huge component of success. I've got a huge network of people that I can call and reach out to, and I just don't really know.
I think you'd have a ton of support in the community.
Well, yeah, I'd have to take my guest network, divide by 2, because 50% of them are probably on the left and wouldn't support me, because I would technically.
When you're in the school board and when you start at that level, it's
your local election
at that point.
Correct. Yes, that is an important point to make. That
so you wouldn't have to worry about making those decisions and separating right and left.
Yeah, you don't see. Although people will still judge you by the R or the D beside your name, but you're right. At the local level, partisan politics generally doesn't come into play, especially like at school board.
Even in the mayor level, right?
As a matter of fact, a lot of people don't realize that our mayor is a Democrat. I've had several people that, when we're talking about this stuff, they'll ask me, "Is Bob Buckhorn a Republican or a Democrat?" They don't know.
Yeah,
because
luckily
he's
a very neutral.
And he's a very good mayor. He's done a tremendous job for the city, and he's one of those I think I can candidates, because he kept in his early days running for political office, was defeated, and then he went on to get elected. I think he started at the commission before. I don't want to talk so much positive.
He has been a great attribute to
the
Tampa Bay community.
He is a Democrat, and but that's also an interesting thing about the election was we saw the strength of what the urban core does for the Democratic Party, and then all the outlying, the suburban areas, all go Republican. So all the cities are generally Democratic, and all the outlying areas are generally a Republican. There was a very interesting thing that I think is happening in our society. It's that suburbanization, that the white people move out to the outer edge of the city, and then the minorities come into the urban core. And
I don't think that's so much so anymore. But
it's very much so. You can see it in the election with all the cities. That's why some of those major states that were like, you see the entire state red, but there's like 2 counties that they hadn't called yet. That's because they were major population centers around an urban core, and they knew that's where a lot of Democratic votes are. That's why you notice Fox News called Wisconsin very early on. CNN and the AP would not call Wisconsin because Madison was sitting out there, and they were, even though it was like a 4 percentage point difference, they were hoping and praying that there was like millions of votes sitting out there, but they weren't calling it because Madison was sitting out there for a while. Some of the precincts had not reported.
One of the things I just hope is, they were interviewing a lot of the VA and veterans all over, and all of them. I just hope he can fulfill and come through with everything he's promised so many.
Yeah.
Because what a disappointment that would be for so many of these individuals if indeed, he doesn't. And
yeah.
Some people are counting on him. So I just hope he, now he's got the chance. Hopefully he can make it happen.
The first 100 days, obviously, a very telling time in the presidential cycle, and we're going to obviously that's going to be put under a microscope. It's going to be interesting to see if he does, elect a special prosecutor for Hillary Clinton. It'll be very interesting to see if that wall gets built right from day one.
If he does anything with Hillary Clinton, that you just need to let it go.
I don't think
and
he
move
will.
on. If he does talk about protesters and around the United States, that would just continue to.
They were asked about that yesterday.
Diversify and keep us apart.
His campaign manager, Kelly, what's her name there, was asked about that, and they said they had no comment on the position at this time, and so they haven't ruled it out yet. So it's still sitting on the table.
That could be one of the worst decisions he could make at the beginning of this presidency. Because I'm willing to support him, but just let things go at this point.
Yeah, I definitely don't believe that he'll move forward with that. I think that's typical Donald Trump, firing from the hip and everything.
He better not fire from the hip anymore. He better stop. If he wants to be accepted and he wants to stop the protesting and he wants to bring us together as one nation and one people, then somebody better tell him how to talk more professionally, or like you said, he's just not following the teleprompters.
His speechwriters hate him and stuff. They write the speeches and he just will not stay on point. And I mean, he may be the first president in history not even to employ a speechwriter. Who knows? He just goes out there. He just goes out there and wings it. And
by the sound, and I was gonna say looks, or by his victory speech, I would say that was the first step of him listening to being coached on what to say.
And these candidates that give these speeches, and they rely so heavily on that teleprompter. Several months ago, it was funny because Barack Obama's teleprompter failed during a speech, and he was he started stuttering and blabbling. He's like, it was just incoherent dribble. He didn't know what to do. Donald Trump, meanwhile, can just freestyle and just start ranting and raving and stuff. So.
Well, but unfortunately, a lot of the things that come out of his mouth are not in the best interest
No,
of
no,
all
that's
of
what I'm saying.
America and
He's
the
gotta
world
learn
to hear.
not shoot from the hip when it comes to talking and everything. That's why you follow a teleprompter. That's why you have consultants and advisors and speechwriters that say, you know what, I understand you want to say that, but this is what's going to happen when you say that. All right.
Again,
that's why you have advisors
consequences
around you.
of your words. You know, I came across something yesterday, and as I was searching, and it was the TV, but it was talking about America and the race, but from like a Britain perspective. You know, they were actually talking about the electoral votes. You know, they were talking about who's going to be president. Like everybody in Europe and these different countries were sitting there watching our it was interesting to watch it from that perspective.
Yeah,
I don't ever think about it.
You know, an interesting thing also I noted yesterday is things happen in threes. You know, like when two celebrities die, you wait on the third one to die, and right now we've had. Well, no, but it's very true. It happens, and it's one of those things that, you know, it's just strange why it happens. But now we've had the Brexit issue. We've had, which shouldn't have happened. We've got Donald Trump that was elected president. That shouldn't have happened. Is there going to be a third thing that should not have happened in 2016?
Oh, you said the Cubs won.
Yeah, and that's what I said. But that's outside the political circle, though. That's a sports-related issue. But that's what I'm saying. Are we going to see another, wow, that should not have happened type of
If
moment?
you believe in superstitions, I guess we'd be waiting on
Or
one.
you could just say, you know what, the Cubs win the World Series, and that's your three things in 2016 that if you had said a year ago what's going to happen, people would have said, what in the hell are you smoking?
Yeah, I'm sure if you would have said Trump's going to be a president, the Cubs are going to win the World Series.
And then the Brexit vote would have been approved. Yes, those are the three things that, wow, really rocked 2016, and those are the things that are going to be remembered. Well, let's take another break. We got another segment here with Jamie and Kelly when we come back from the break, and also we got Charlie the plumber on the line who wants to wish a birthday to the Marine Corps. So you're currently listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you. Did you know the biggest challenge business leaders face today is creating an engaged and productive workforce culture? Bill Meyer Ham Consulting wants to help you solve this challenge. They will help you transform your workforce culture to produce amazing business results. Call Bill Meyer Ham Consulting at 941-201-4650 today or visit BillMeyerHam.com. That's BillMeyerHam.com. Have a conversation.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
An earlier crash on I-4 westbound at 301 has been cleared off to the left shoulder, but we do have a new crash being reported on Bush Boulevard going westbound. That's blocking up the left lane at 20th Street. Also got delays southbound on 75 between Bruce B. Downs and I-4. A crash on Hillsborough Avenue at Hanley Road. And a wreck on US 41 in Pasco causing delays in both directions at Parsley Lane. If you see traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Compassion International. Almost 1 billion children around the world live in extreme poverty. You can change or even save the life of one of those kids when you become a sponsor with Compassion International. Find out how you can help at compassion.com/radio.
Today, mostly sunny with drier air, high 81. Tonight, clear and cool, low 58. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 78.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly on 1250 Winds WHNZ. Missed the show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here are your hosts, Jamie and Kelly.
And welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. Brian Kornfeld seems to be MIA, so we've been filling the hour there with some political talk. I know we don't usually talk politics, but you know it's topical. Yeah, but it's factual based, and it's it's based on what you see out there, and it's taking out the emotion of it, and that's something that's very core to who I am as a person. It's just I look for logic, I don't look for emotion. Well, we do have a caller. We have Charlie the plumber on the phone line with us, and I know Charlie is probably one of the most excited people in America right now. So Charlie, good morning to you.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
The deplorable plumber. Good morning, Kelly. Good morning. I told you so. I told you so.
Yep.
I told everybody so for the last year and a half. President Donald J. Trump. You know what? You know what? It was no fluke. We know the media was lying. They're still lying. They're still against Trump. You know what? The polls were skewed. We found that out. Remember the last show I was on? I just didn't predict this. I knew this. I knew my gut feeling. Going to 5 of the rallies, I knew the people that were going to these things. This was a movement. This is something where we need to take the country back. You know what? This was something that was supposed to happen, and it did. Now we can really change our country for the better, guys. Hey, we need jobs in this country desperately. Lower the corporate tax to 15%. The corporations will come back, guys.
Yeah, and that's one thing I was saying all along, that what we were seeing in the media and the polls was not matching what we were seeing in the rallies with Donald Trump. I mean, he was pulling tens of thousands, and Hillary was pouring like 1,000 or so, and it was very telling, I think.
Yeah, it does show people are ready for a change, and no matter what side you're on, we do need change.
Yeah, absolutely. I know Charlie was at several of those rallies. He sent me some pictures there of him at the Trump rally.
Some great images.
Yeah.
Hey guys, no, not several. 5 of the rallies.
Yeah.
5 of them. I went to the very last one in Sarasota the day before the election, and let me tell you what, there was probably 2,000-3,000 people or more. 2 blocks, people 2 blocks long that could not get in, guys, because it was so crowded, and it was just so awesome. And you know what? It's truly a great day to be alive in America. Today is the Marine Corps birthday. Happy birthday, United States Marine Corps. Tomorrow's Veterans Day. Happy, Veterans Day to all of our great Americans out there, around the country, the ones who, they're out there protecting our country. And I have one little request that I wanted to sing Happy Birthday to the Marine Corps. This is how Arlie Ermy, his rendition of it, it goes like this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
All right, Charlie the plumber.
Thank
Thanks
you,
so
Charlie.
so much. Charlie the plumber, there, one of the regular contributors here to the program, and
happy birthday to the Marine Corps.
Happy birthday to the Marine Corps, and also the Veterans Day tomorrow. And so, Charlie, obviously a former, or actually never a former, you are a Marine for life. And Charlie, we thank him and all the servicemen and women for the service that they gave to our country. You know, he mentioned the polls who are all wrong, and I was one of those people that was watching those each and every day. The Real Clear Politics polls. If you go Google polls, you can see those and some of the other elections and the mood of the country. That's where all that stuff is coming from, the approval ratings and things like that. And they were all wrong except for the LA Times poll. And LA Times had Trump up every single day with like one or two exceptions. And they were an experimental polling method whereby they sampled the same group of people the entire political season. They didn't deviate from the norm, which is to sample different people throughout the course of the election. They were criticized for that. They said, oh, that polling method was not going to work. And it was the most accurate one, yes. And so the LA Times poll is going to be maybe the new standard for polling. I don't know. A lot of polling companies are going to be going out of business now.
I guess so. Well, okay, on a different note, your birthday is next week.
Yes,
on
it
the
is.
16th.
Yes.
I think it's Wednesday,
Yes.
right? So what are we gonna do and have planned for your birthday? I know we have a success safari.
Yeah, the TBBO Success Safari, so I'll get to be touring the Yingling plants. But and I'm sure we've got some guests scheduled already for next Thursday. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the schedule. But
It's Wednesday.
Or was it 16th? Yeah, no, you're right. It's Wednesday. You're right.
Yeah,
yes,
so
yes.
I don't know. We'll have to plan something fun in the studio that morning to
Yes.
celebrate your 39th birthday.
39th
Not even
verse-
40 yet.
Not even 40 yet, yes. And today is my father's birthday, so happy birthday to my father, who
Happy birthday, Dad.
who sent me a message yesterday. He said he sent me an email, said Trump, and he said, I lost $200,000 under a Republican cycle or presidency. I didn't hear any talk about election, or elderly or the retired. And I replied back to Dad. I said, Dad, you taught me never to follow a group mentality. I said, that's follower mentality. I said, it doesn't matter who's sitting on the pitching mound. It matters how many hits you're going to get that day. And he replied back to me. He said, you know what? The student has become the teacher.
Oh, very cool.
Yes. And so happy birthday to my father. And yes, my birthday is in just a week. So we got through the hour without a guest. Me and Kelly filling it in pretty good. I think
We
it was
were
a pretty
our
good
own
segment.
guest.
Yes.
Yeah, we did pretty good.
Coming back from the break, we're going to be talking with Danny Triplett, and we got Matt DeGennaro in the 8 o'clock hour, so please stay tuned for that. And you can learn more about this program over at TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. And also, please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter under Jamie_Meloni. You've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.